Hey, it's Matt and Josh from Useful Comics. Another episode of Slingin Books. We're back this week after a 1 week hiatus.
Yes.
I was away in Tirana,
Tranny?
although I did not see Josh because we're not really friends like that.
Oh.
I don't know. What were you doing? Were you working or something? Well,
Yeah,
I
I
was in
was
Toronto
working,
basically one night, and it was
Yeah.
for Kevin Smith. So I didn't really have time
Right.
between my friend picking me up in Hamilton and us going out there. And so, next time.
Just not enough time in the day.
Oh, Sammy's here. What's up, Sammy?
What's up, man? What's up?
So Tuesday we went to Clerks 3 with Kevin Smith. Clerks 3 is now out on digital. It's probably the best movie he's done since Red State. It was fantastic.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. So if you can get it on digital, rent it on digital now. I think it's on Amazon and Hulu and whatever to rent.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. If you're into Kevin Smith and you haven't liked his last couple of releases, I mean, I like Tusk, but Tusk is fucking weird.
Yeah, very weird, very
my wife and I turned off in the first 5 minutes.
Ooh.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot was fine. But yeah, Clerks 3 is
Didn't watch.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay.
it's also probably his best, not just his best film, but his best writing. Not in terms of dialogue, but of story. So, which is surprising given that it's the second movie of a
Yes.
like a sequel,
Right.
part of a trilogy.
Right. His universe.
Yeah. And then so that was fine. And then he did a Q&A afterwards
Cool.
for like an hour. That was fun. There's some Q&As are weird for me personally.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people go up there and they want to ask a question, but they'll always preface it with a life story, which is weird. And like the crowd gets on them for doing that. And I understand that part of like they want to be friends with them, and give them context to why they're asking this question about their personal life. So I like Kevin handles it really well, but I don't know. It's a weird thing to watch in person of like an entire theater booing you, saying, "What's your question?" As this person is going through their life story of why they want to be a filmmaker.
That's tough. Like that's a tough, you know what I mean? Because in certain situations, especially those, you should have a slight sense of awareness, I guess you could say.
Like reading the room of like maybe I should ask my question to be instead of giving a 10-minute monologue of.
I would say that the idea of taking away any time whatsoever from any Q&A with any artist is probably not the best plan.
Well, and Kevin's a talker, right? So the first question was pretty quick, but he gave like a 25-minute answer.
Oh my god.
So there were really only like 6 questions out of like the 20
That's
people who had
unreal.
Yeah. And then the next night, so then the next day this is funny. So I went to a comic shop out in the middle of kind of nowhere near where my hotel was. I was staying in Hamilton, and I went with my friend Kev because I hadn't seen him in a while. We had lunch, and then we went out there, and it was called Comic Zone, and it had a website, and it said business hours, store open from this to this. So it's out on like Highway 5. Like it's really weird. You drive by and it has a thing that says comics for sale, and it's in like, it seems like it's in a house, but there's a storefront that has like an open sign on. And then, so we park and we walk to the door, and the door says private. So there's this guy like working on an RV in the same parking lot, like, I don't know, 50 feet away. He's like, just ring the bell. I'm like, okay. Even though the open sign was on, it was locked. So I ring the bell. It takes like 2 minutes. This person comes down and she's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, yeah, we came to like look at comics to buy. And she's like, "Oh, well, so and so's not here." I'm like, okay. Well, are this for sale, or like, are these for sale? She's like, "No, it's a private collection." I'm like, okay, so we can't buy comics? She's like, "Well, if you have cash." I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know it was a cash business, because that doesn't say that anywhere. Like, you have a website that says it's a store. So, okay, this is weird. Thanks.
Great.
And
Yeah,
she's
thanks
like,
for
okay,
that.
later. Like, close the door. That's it. And the guy was like, "Oh, didn't someone come to the door?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said it's a private collection and I can't buy anything. He's like, "Oh." Like, okay, that's weird.
Well,
So,
thanks for
so
yeah.
that was comic book store number one down.
Perfect.
So the next day in the morning, unfortunately, I didn't get out to Freak Show Comics,
Mm.
as I was planning to, but I did get to Big B Comics, which is a bigger one. That
Yes.
was local to my hotel. Also, my cousin
Ah.
works there, but he wasn't working that day. Um,
Ah.
so I found a couple of back issues of Ghost Rider and Conan. Um,
Nice. Nice.
they were decently priced for the condition they're in, so I was happy
Mm-hmm.
with that. And I also picked up another High Republic number one. Um, and then yeah, we went to Maiden at First Ontario Place, and it was
And how was it?
awesome. Oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. Um, although since you've been doing photography for shows for however many 20 years now, well, when did you start doing photography for shows? Like I started doing promotion in 2008.
Let's
You were doing
go.
photography then, so you were doing photography before I started doing shows, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
let's say 17 years.
so the weird thing about going to a show like that is everyone you know from the old scene shows up.
Oh yeah.
So like I've been away from that scene for 10 years now.
Many a time.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just weird running into old people old people in the industry that you knew. Like
Yes.
and you say hey, hello, and then that person brings up that one story that he remembers about you, and you're like, "Oh yeah." Like the guy the guy remembers puking out my window on our way back from a memorial for one of our friends at the Opera House, and he's like, "I still owe you a car wash." I'm like, "Dude, that was like 4 cars ago." Like
4 cars.
like it's I don't know, it's like fun to reminisce, but also like
I
sometimes
I
it's
don't know.
awkward.
I would take a 20 for that car wash. Big time.
I live 3 hours away from him. Like, anyways, I
Slip
don't know.
it, slip
It's
it
sometimes
in.
weird to like see
Transfer.
people like, oh, I remember that guy. Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy was a dick. um,
Yeah, that's not hard. And that happens a lot given our area.
do you remember that band Threat Signal?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the lead singer was there. He was standing in line
Ah,
right beside me, to get a drink. Well, he was getting beer. I was just getting water. But
yes.
like, do I say something like I don't even like he was? I don't know. Like, I'm sure he remembers me, given that I'm somewhat unique in that community of the way I look, but
Sure.
or how tall I am and big. But
Yes. Very tall.
like, you know what? No, I don't. Like, he wasn't a nice guy when I did, so why would I talk to him now? About like 10 years
Mhm.
later.
Mhm.
Also, he had an ego back then. I'm sure he's still got an ego now.
Oh,
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Maiden was great.
assumptions.
Um,
That's good though.
they played almost all the songs I want to see, so now I never have to see them again.
There you
Last
go.
time I saw
Done
them,
and done.
they played mostly new album stuff, and I was like,
Mm.
this is fine.
Yeah.
But
I would like to see some other things.
yeah. So stage show was great. Sound was good.
Good.
And I, it was kind of sad because, and I'll tell you why. The parking lot we parked in, was the parking lot of the third fest that we did.
Mm-hmm.
The final show I ever did.
Yes.
We parked in that parking lot to get food from a restaurant. Like, oh, this is sad. And then the bar there that I used to work for and did shows at is no longer there. Club
Really?
Absinthe, yeah, Absinthe moved.
Oh, yeah.
Absinthe
No, it
moved
moved
back to their old
Right.
location apparently, but that's like 6 months ago, and they said they were coming soon, and I don't. It's not.
Nothing's open. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, end of an era. Even if I want to do a show again at Absinthe in the parking lot with a Metal Fest, I couldn't.
No.
Yeah, so I was kind of sad. Okay, so lots of news this week. We have some unboxings.
Stuff.
Let's talk about She-Hulk.
Yeah.
DC news. Black Adam comes out this week. Which the review embargo was up today. Ooh, It's not looking good, unfortunately.
Well, it's exactly what we both pretty much imagined, which was it was going to be medium, and it is medium. That's
That The Rock would be good, but everything else would be eh.
well, basically, I assume that it was going to look great, it was going to sound great, and the performances were going to be pretty close to being pretty good, and then, the rest of it was just going to fall by the wayside, and that's exactly what they're pretty much saying. They said Pierce Brosnan is pretty good, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's usually good.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So this week, She-Hulk was finished.
Yes.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The ending was great.
Yes.
Oh, Sammy got
Sanny.
that box I sent him with the merch and some comics that I had. So
Nice.
hope you enjoyed it. Hey Keith, what's going on?
What's up?
Yeah, I was just saying I couldn't make it to Freak Show, which I hope to when I was in town. But I will try next time when I'm closer to your shop. Yeah, so the finale of She-Hulk, spoilers if you want to click off in 3, 2, 1.
Spoily.
So the Kevin Feige, the way they did the ending was fantastic. I loved it.
I liked
her
it.
going through the menu and then going to the writer's room, and then I need to see Kevin and him being a robot that spits out. Yeah, I don't know. It was a unique way to go. And for all the hate I see of like, oh, every Marvel property is the same, they do it the same way. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
Which also goes with Werewolf by Night, which, did you watch that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Werewolf by Night was totally different than anything they've really done before, and it was fantastic. It was
I liked it.
45-minute black and white. Man Thing was awesome in it. I hope we get to see him
so
more.
Good. Yeah.
Also, Bloodstone's great.
Yep.
Yeah. This month has been pretty great for Marvel. We'll see what next month brings with Black Panther 2.
I have high hopes for Black Panther. Like, I really, really do. Really high.
What did you think of both things?
So I guess we'll do Werewolf by Night first. I really enjoyed it. I like that they did the black and white approach and that they did like a slow horror burn.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. I liked how they did that, but they shot it in color and then they switched it to black and white. I think they could have used a little bit of a better like black and white grading. It seemed a little flat to me.
Mm. Only a sharp-eyed photographer would notice that, though.
I mean, that's, I don't know, maybe true, but yeah. So other than that, I mean, the performances were great. I thought it looked really, really great. I enjoyed that they saved a lot of the, CGI and everything for, what they needed it for, and didn't, which was, perfect. I think because of the success that they're getting from it, we're gonna get more special presentations exactly like it for other characters.
Yeah, I was
they said that they said that they were gonna do it, right? And I think now that that's been released and they see the response they've gotten, it's, I would say 90% gonna happen.
Yeah. So obviously we will probably see Man Thing and Elsa Bloodstone and Werewolf again for sure. I don't know what though. It's like it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be Secret Wars, but
maybe Midnight Suns. You know what I mean? Like it's like
maybe after Blade comes out, they'll start to put like that universe together. That's kind of
Legion of Monsters. Yeah.
But back to She-Hulk. Yeah, that opening of the old school 70s.
So good.
In a video posted to TikTok, the body stunt double Devin Lewis for Tatiana posted a TikTok. TikTok's so popular, I don't get it.
I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So basically, when I was watching the intro, I kept looking at it, and I was like, "Really, that guy, the person, like, you know what I mean? The person in the makeup, like in the green makeup, really does kind of look like a man." And then obviously this kind of confirmed it. So now can everyone just stop complaining about everything? Like, we have a man body double. Congratulations, you guys won. We won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also we get the introduction of Scar at the end, which obviously leads to speculation of Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, and you can spec on those books now, which people have been kind of specking on before.
Yeah.
they've been kind of trending up, and now it's First Appearance of Scar. I'm sure is probably in the marketplace top 10 that we'll get to later. But
I think we can both agree that that introduction wasn't great.
the introduction of what?
Hulk's son.
He didn't look great.
Hulk's son, yeah.
In terms of CGI, but I'm sure it was like a rush job at the end of like, let's just. It's fine.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I know, but still, like, you know what I mean? And like the way they did it, I don't know. Like, it's cool that they did do it, but I didn't enjoy the way they introduced him.
Okay, moving on. Some Netflix news about Berserker. Keanu Reeves' highly anticipated new movie based on his comic book of his own comic book creation.
Yes.
The Batman writer Mattson Tomlin has been hired to work on the screenplay for Netflix Berserker starring Keanu Reeves. There's a lot of excitement for this particular comic book adaptation. The writer followed up a tweet from June by confirming that he was talking about this project. Where he said, "Unhinged and deranged, that I've been allowed to write this movie. Cursed by he plays a character cursed by violence, trying to find out who he is. Berserker doesn't have a director release date or cast beyond Reeves. I think I read that he was thinking of directing himself, but I don't know if that's a good idea. The man known only as B is half mortal, half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the world for centuries, the Berserker may have finally found refuge working for the U.S. government to fight battles too violent or too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, B will be granted one thing: desires the truth about his endless blood-soaked existence and how to end it. I have been collecting this and not reading.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to. Well, like, I don't know. I assume it's gonna be done at some point, and then I'll start to read it so I get the whole thing.
Yes.
But if anyone in the chat has been reading Berserker, if they like it, if they're excited, I mean, I'm excited just based on Keanu Reeves doing another like thing.
Yeah, like, you know, and I wouldn't say another rendition of John Wick, but
end. Oh, he spoiled it. It cuts to black. Okay. So New York Comic Con happened this past week. There's some controversy and a bit of a scuffle over one of the artists. Yeah, I didn't put this in the news, but I'll do like a quick recap of what I've heard and or watched.
Okay, yeah, no, because I haven't heard anything, so please enlighten me. Give me the juice.
Yeah, a lot of Sammy asked, a lot of Berserker sold. Any value to the comics? Yeah, I was talking to my local comic shop owner about this, and he said when the first issue came out and they were doing that 1 in 1,000 variants or ratios, he would see whole boxes of Berserker 1, like the A cover, for sale on eBay for like $20. So wow. I'm sure there are a ton. I'm not sure there's really any value in it now, unless it's the 1 to 1,000 ratio with his signature, or some of the higher ratios. I doubt the A cover is worth anything, other than cover price. It'll probably go up closer to the release date, and if people like it, it might go up a bit more, especially if it's greater than 9.8. But maybe it'll top out at $100 if it's a 9.8. Yeah. So back to Peach Momoko's story. So Peach Momoko is an artist from Japan who's has a huge following about the covers she does. Personally, I am okay with some of her covers. I'm not really. I have a couple of I think X-Men she did, but I'm like, it's okay. But it's definitely she has a popular style among the comic community. She came over and did a signing. Yeah, the one Keith says the one per store for that number one should hold some value. Keith, do you still have the one per store? So it'd been 3 years since she had done a signing. She came over to do signings at New York Comic Con. Apparently Friday went okay, in terms of like people being polite about getting her signature. And then like exhibitors were lining up before doors were opened to get her signature because they were in first because they had vendors. They were
of course, yeah.
So then her manager came out and said, like, hey, we want everyone to get a chance. Can you just like queue up when the doors open, and I'm sure we'll get to everyone. And then there was
Sure.
like some infighting about that, and they all rushed as soon as it showed up, and like I think there was some pushing and shoving, and she got obviously upset about it. I don't know. It didn't. It seemed like, well, Keith has one in his personal collection.
Ooh.
You can retire on that, Keith, when when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like another shitty situation that people can't just be patient. But anyways,
Yeah. People
along with New York
don't.
Comic Con, Marvel timeline reveals Summer of Symbiotes, X-Men Fall of X. They just mapped out the timeline for the next almost a year, pretty much till next summer. The next titles, you have Avengers Assemble, Sins of Sinister, January 2023, Summer of Symbiotes, Dark Web, Captain America Cold War, and Fall of X in summer 2023. And let's see, so in... Oh, right, Avengers Assemble is the culmination of Jason Aaron's Avengers Forever and Avengers 1 Million BC.
Oh, okay.
Multiverse spanning that sees the Avengers go to war against an unprecedented army of villains and prove that they're mightiest heroes of all Earth. Okay. In Dark Web, two spurned clones of the Marvel Universe, Madeline Pryor and Ben Reilly, team up as Goblin Queen and Chasm to unleash their...
Damn.
Unleash their revenge in the Spider-Man X-Men crossover that pays off decades of comic book storytelling. Oh, they must be going back to tie up some loose ends. The dramatic event will fan the flames of classic Inferno crossover and impact Spider-Man, the X-Men, Venom, Miss Marvel, and more in a series of tie-in issues and limited series. For Sins of Sinister, Mr. Sinister's devious machinations yield the darkest Marvel Comics future to date in this universe-melting X-Men event, Immortal X-Men, X-Men Red, and Legion of... Oh, there's so many X-Men titles. I have not been... I've been collecting X-Men... I always collect X-Men, the main issue. I have been getting Immortal X-Men, X-Men Red. I have not got Legion of X. I don't know if that's any good. But then there's also Marauders, which is tied in with X-Men, and X-Force, and I don't know if X-Factor's still going. I took that off my pull list. Didn't really like the way X-Factor was going. Maybe Keith can speak to how well all the X titles do in his store. But I am a fan of Sinister, so hopefully we'll see that.
Yeah.
Captain America Cold War is described as currently sharing the mantle of Captain America, Steve Rogers, Sam Wilson's. Current adventures collide in this crossover between Sentinel of Liberty and Symbol of Truth, a pivotal chapter in the 80-year history of Captain America. This espionage-fueled action thriller will be a combination of various plot threads in this acclaimed new era, including the rise of Outer Circle, Nomad's return, the brewing conflict between Wakanda and White Wolf, and Bucky's new persona and mission.
Ooh.
Oh, so Bucky, I guess, might be having a first appearance of a new suit or a new in one of those issues, so you probably want to pick that up. He says in his store the extra, like, all X titles don't do well, or just the like X-Men Immortal, X-Men Red, Marauders, blah blah blah, and it's just like, does just the main X-Men title do okay? In Summer of Symbiotes, Sun's out, tongues out, spinning out of titles like Venom, Carnage, Red Goblin comes a slew of new symbiotic stories. Get ready for the return of old faces. That doesn't really say a whole lot about what Summer Symbiotes is about.
No.
In Fall of X, the X-Men hoped Krakoa would last forever. Oh, maybe Krakoa is done and they're going to restart X-Men again. He says all X titles do not do well in his store. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, Black Adam news, because that's coming out this week. So good news and bad. Looks like Henry Cavill is finally coming back as Superman.
Yes.
So, I just noticed that they show that they spoil the post-credit scene, so we're gonna leave that alone.
Love it.
Well,
were we surprised? Like,
no, I assumed when I saw that Henry Cavill was coming back that they would put that in the movie, but
yeah.
So, the Hollywood Reporter has dropped an extensive story on the current state of affairs at DC under new leadership from Warner Brothers Discovery. Sounds like some fans could be very, very happy as they've learned that the studio is actively developing a new Superman movie and are extremely keen to bring back Henry Cavill, which Dwayne Johnson has pushed since the beginning, is he wants Henry Cavill back so they can have their fight. Sammy says I stopped picking up all X-Men covers. I know I'm horrible. Well, don't buy things if you don't like it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, unless you want to spec on it and flip it, but then that's the risk you take with speculation and buying comics that you don't actually read or enjoy. The project is currently seeking writers that has a wish list of top talent they're meeting with. Cavill's Mission Impossible Fallout director Christopher McQuarrie was believed to be at the top of the list. I'd be okay with that. But the studio has reportedly not reached out because he's currently busy writing and directing a pair of Mission Impossible sequels. Tom Cruise.
Wow.
How many sequels are we going to get of Mission Impossible? Like, he's up to, is this 8? 7 and 8 are the...
It's got to be 7 and 8. I feel like that because I feel like 9 would be.
Or is it 8 and
pretty? 9? I gotta check. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah. Because they stopped doing the. I think in the titles they stopped doing the numbers. Like they got to.
Well, they definitely stopped.
3,
they definitely stopped doing the
It was Mission Impossible. This.
I can't even speak. They definitely stopped doing the numbers, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 are out.
7, 8. So 7 and 8 are coming out next year.
They've already been filmed?
I don't know. I think they're possibly in the ray of filming. Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Oh, so it's a 1-2 punch, Part 1 and 2. Okay.
It's a Scientology movie. It's an intro to Scientology.
We're gonna get cut off from the internet. Meanwhile, there's also another potential Superman project that works as Black Adam star. Dwayne Johnson has been focused on getting Superman vs. Black Adam movie rolling, and considered that he was at the direct center of bringing Cavill back to the role. It seems quite probable that the studio will acquiesce to his big budget demands. According to their sources, Superman was never in the cards for Black Adam, but the plan came together during recent reshoots when Walter Hamada nixed Johnson's ambitious pitch. The actor went around the executive and got his green light from Warner Brothers studio head Michael DeLuca and Pan Apti. So Hamada said no, and The Rock is just big enough that
he's an animal.
He can just go to the executive and be like, I want you to do this for me.
He's an animal. I love it.
I also don't know what this means for Michael B. Jordan's movie. We haven't really heard anything about that, even after
I feel like that's going to be just put right on the back burner.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they right out canceled it. Because
I don't know why they just wouldn't make like Michael B. Jordan Superman in the universe that they put like the Batman in.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Shit.
I don't know. I guess maybe. So I guess we'll go to this. Oh wait. Oh.
Whatever, man.
Post that one. Anyways, I was gonna bring up another story. Oh, there it is. I just forgot to put it here. Warner Brothers canceled more stuff.
Oh my god.
That's why I said that. I don't like that. I'm sure it's getting scrapped too because
oh my god,
the Tana movie got scrapped this week, which was supposed to be J.J. Abrams. Also, the Constantine project is being shopped elsewhere because they canceled that. I find the rights to Constantine weird because they're doing a movie with Keanu Reeves, and how can two different companies have the rights to it, which is odd. Unless
doesn't make sense.
Has rights to certain things. I don't know. So it came out this week that they've canceled Zatanna. J.J. Abrams was producing that, and the Constantine project starring Sophie Dizaru with an eye to build a Justice League dark crossover. Apparently, the prolific filmmaker is looking to shop those to other streamers, so HBO Max clearly has no place for them at this time. Whether another streaming platform will want them remains to be seen, but there are 2 high-profile DC comic adaptations that can be likely added to a list of those that'll never happen.
So all these things are getting canceled just to make room for a Christmas Story Christmas.
Oh, I saw that trailer come out. I'm like, oh, dude, that's so weird that they're doing like, and it didn't even show anything. Like, I don't know if it's like a Harry Potter style. Like, hey,
it showed him putting on the glasses. It showed him putting his glasses on as an adult. Yeah.
Was he an adult? I thought it was pretty close into But I had no idea if it's a real story or like him just getting together with the rest of the cast. Although I assume the father and mother are probably dead at this point.
I would
Like in
assume
real
so.
life.
Like, honestly, like I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a movie because I don't see it being like a Friends situation.
Keith says cancel Satana, but greenlight the Flash 2 script. DC just keeps shitting the bed.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like Ezra Miller faces up to 26 years in prison for that robbery he did in Connecticut.
He won't even come
Obviously,
close to 26 years.
no white person who's famous gets
Will
26
ever.
years, but he
Yeah.
might get probation or something.
Slap on the
judge
wrist.
is like, you actually need help. We're gonna put you in an institution for at least 6
right.
months or something.
Yeah, right.
Despite the Flash's long and troubled production, a script for the sequel has already been completed ahead of the. Wow, they moved fast on this one. In an interview with the Hollywood Reporter on Honest, Warner Brothers Discover Insider revealed that David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, who penned Aquaman, has already finished a script for the sequel to The Flash, provided it does well. As of the writing of this article, The Flash has released in June 2023. With Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom also pushed to 2023, and a sequel to Matt Reeves' The Batman in development. And Dwayne Johnson pushing for Superman to fight Black Adam. It seems that DC was trying to push its biggest names back into theaters. Sure, but like this universe isn't connected to this universe or the Joker universe.
Sammy says he'll get 26 years for talking before he gets 26 years for anything.
There's no way Ezra Miller can return, even if he doesn't get.
No, there's no way.
And
no.
actually sentenced.
I feel like if he is in, obviously he is in The Flash, and they do release it, I feel like they're just gonna kill him off at the end. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, there's a number of Flashes you could just pull from to have a new Flash. So like Kid Flash and
Wally
and
he even they had them meet in the on TV. Like just
Grant
make
Gustin,
make it Grant. God, I don't care. Dude.
We did skip over some important news in the last one about Henry Cavill. It also came out that Matt Reeves is working on some spin-off series.
Yes.
So he plans on doing some movies focused around Batman's Rogues Gallery, which includes Scarecrow, Clayface, and Professor Pig. He's looking to do movies based on that. I assume there'll be like origin stories with not really Batman in it. Or maybe at the end, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Scarecrow and Clayface, I get. Professor Pig's not really a big villain. I mean, he was in a couple issues of the new Batman run. And he's in Arkham City as a mission. It wasn't Arkham Knight. I think it was Arkham City.
I don't know.
He had a mission, or like a detective case to solve. But so Matt Reeves working on that. Also, James Gunn is working on a secret project for DC. Oh, Keith corrects me. It was Arkham Knight. I thought for sure. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Who's buying Arkham
Gotham
Knights?
looks terrible, by the way, and it comes out.
Oh, Gotham Knights. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so
cinematic trailer looked really nice.
James Gunn is working on a secret project, a mystery DC movie. He's prepping to direct a new season of Peacemaker, which will be amazing. A script for Wonder Woman 3 is also expected to be submitted soon. So those are what's in the works at DC.
Is it the same writer? Wait, did Patty write the whole thing? The last one? No.
I believe she did.
She did. She writing this one?
Doesn't say. But I expect that once they hire their new head of DC, all this will get canceled.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
So it looks like we're getting season 2 of Moon Knight. Moon Knight debuted to positive reviews on Disney Plus. While the series is a little inconsistent at times, the vast majority of fans love the MCU's take on Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, Jake Lockley, and they've been hoping for news on season 2 for months. After all, the season ended on a major cliffhanger with Mark and Steven giving up being Moon Knight, only for us to learn that Jake has been working for Khonshu all along. Those two don't know about this third personality, and there's clearly something very violent and twisted about Lockley and his relationship with the Moon God. Talking in New York City Comic Con this weekend, Isaac confirmed Moon Knight will eventually rise again in the MCU, declining to reveal whether we're getting a season 2. I don't think it's... All I can say is that it's not the last we've heard of the system that is Moon Knight. So yes, in a way, it sounds like at least he's going to be back in the suit at some point. Yeah.
I like this little tagline in the middle. There have been rumblings online that Mooney might show up. That's an amazing nickname. Mooney.
Okay,
amazing.
Let's do the... Key says the first appearance of Professor Pig is Batman 666.
Tight.
Key Collector has it different than that. Maybe you can clarify. Let's hear. Let's go.
Oh.
So in 666 it says first cameo and only appearance of Professor Pig, deceased in one panel. Pig is later introduced with a different design and character profile. And then in Batman and Robin #1, first appearance of Professor Pig, a deranged surgeon that makes people into Dolatrons. So Keith corrects, first cameo. And then the first solo Professor Pig story, a surgeon Bengals. So I guess I wonder which one. It looks like Batman 666 is the one people are picking as the first appearance, because that now is a high of $30.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin is still at $8, and Batman 62 is still at $4. So I don't know. Sometimes Key Collector decides. Sometimes the community decides what they think the first true appearance is. You can debate that all day, and you're never gonna win against someone else.
You will never win.
Okay, so let's do the market thing, and we'll continue on.
Market thing. Keys of the week. Your top 10.
Okay, Cover Race's weekly top 10. You have What If, featuring Planet Hulk.
Big
Star
shocker
Wars: The High
there.
Republic #1. This is the
Awesome.
volume 2, so it has lots of first appearances. Superman and Shazam. DC Comics presents number 49. Devilland comic thank you issue or variant.
That's cool.
Scar, Son of Hulk. That Wolverine and Deadpool cover is still pretty hot right now.
Yeah.
Another World War Hulk with Sentry on the cover. Spawn is back in the top 10 again because of that news 2 weeks ago that they found a new writer for a script, and then in 5 years we'll get a
Update. Yeah.
Hard McFarlane that the script is finally done. And then Red Hulk cover appearance here, first appearance, which has some news about that as well. Casting news, which is exciting, also weird.
Yeah.
Key says he loves that Dark Ride #1 cover. Has anyone read this Dark Ride? I have the A cover. I haven't read it yet though.
No.
Okay, keys of the week in stores today and tomorrow. The Brooding Muse, Anthology of Horror Stories. Crypt of Shadows #1, first cover and second appearance of Bloodline. First appearance of Ravenette and Vince, Ghost Hunters. Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Halloween this month.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead, Revenants #1, prequel story that tells of how the group of people how the group of people. Sometimes English is hard. Featured in the original Night of the Living Dead movie wound up together at the farmhouse. Destiny, New York, Halloween special #1. The slice of life fantasy series returns with 2 new feature-length stories, but a girl fated to die and a barista given a dark prediction. God, that's weird. Eve, Children of the Moon #1. Even and her sister face a down of darkness from the past in this sequel to the 2021 series. Hellboy and Love #1, 5-issue limited series where Hellboy teams up with an archaeologist to pursue train-robbing goblins.
Okay.
Marked, Halloween special #1 on Halloween. The Marked must protect a town that has been invaded by a horde of trickster demons whose bloody version of Trick or Treat leaves a trail of dead townspeople.
Those trickster demons.
Postmasters #1. In a post-pandemic America, a mail carrier sets out to deliver a mysterious letter while battling rugged terrain, highway robbers, and the wicked. Well, that might be alright.
Hmm.
Sonic the Hedgehog Scrapnik Island number 1. Sonic and Tails discover the remains of the Death Egg as a floating island. Batman
Whoa.
One Bad Day Penguin number 1. First appearance of the Umbrella Man. I read the first 2 Batman One Bad Days with Two-Face and Riddler, and they were both really good.
Yeah.
The Two-Face one was really good. You know what? They're equal. They're equal right now.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Batman Superman World's Finest Origin of Boy Thunder. Flash 787. First appearance of Omega Bam Man. An intergalactic pro wrestler.
Amazing.
Flashpoint Beyond number 6. First mention of the 13. I'm not going to say all those names. First appearance of Cleopatra Pack as Nostalgia. GCPD The Blue Wall number 1. 6-issue limited series featuring Renee Montoya in the role of Commissioner of Gotham. Avengers 61. First appearance of T-Rex Starbrand. Captain America Symbol of Truth. Solicitation Old Allies Return and New Enemies Rise. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man 5-issue limited series that explores a darker tale on the Spider-Man mythos as he travels to LA to battle demons. Like you said, demons are around. Marvel Family number 1. Reprint of Marvel Family number 1 from 1945.
Wow.
Midnight Suns number 2. Origin of Agatha Harkness, a younger version of the witch. So I feel like this is probably the kind of version where we might get with
I agree.
Covenant of Chaos coming up.
Yep.
Which I also read a rumor in Covenant of Chaos that we're gonna see some young Avengers in there with Hulkling and Wiccan. So
What?
Yeah, Marvel is looking for an 18 to 20-year-old to play Hulkling apparently. So Moon Knight 16, the first appearance of Lady Yulan, a gang leader, and Thor 28. A symbiote bonds to a specific known character for the first time in the mainstream Marvel universe. Does that mean he joins with Thor? I guess we'll see. I don't know. It's on my list. I will read it and let you know. Okay. So here's the big casting news for the MCU.
Yes.
As we all know, William Hurt passed away last year.
I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it? 2 years?
So they're gonna need to recast him for Thunderbolts and Secret Wars. So they took on Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford just said yes. They probably wrote him a check for like $5-10 million and was like, here, you only have to show up and be grumpy for like 10 minutes. And then
it's probably a little bit longer than that. Okay, so yeah, so they paid him an absurd amount for sure. Like the most.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude, do you feel like we're going to get like
this is the weirdest thing about like if he turns into Red Hulk, I really can't picture him doing like Mark Ruffalo style CGI of voice acting in the and his head being red. I don't know. It just seems weird.
I can't imagine it. So I'm wondering like what
in his 70s. Like if I get they had to recast it, but I don't know. Maybe make him a multiverse Thunder Ross and he's younger or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do people think in the chat there about? Like obviously, a number of us love Harrison Ford and all the stuff he's in.
Sure, of course, love Harrison,
but is he like right for this role in the MCU?
Dude, can we all agree that he doesn't care anymore, bro? He doesn't care.
Sammy says bad casting here. Yeah, like
he just doesn't care.
Fantastic actor. He has softened since he had kids with Calista Flockhart. I can't imagine him at a con though, with like on the panel and them asked like, he always hated doing Star Wars stuff until and he only came back because they killed him. Spoiler, but and they paid him a lot of money. But I don't know, like I feel like this could have been a different actor. Yeah, Keith says great actor, wrong role. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we'll see.
I would agree.
We'll see in about 2 years what it looks like. Okay, so Werewolf by Night was a special presentation. Apparently, Nova is going to be a special presentation a la Werewolf by Night. Back in March, the trades reported Marvel Studios is officially moving forward with the Nova project. It wasn't revealed at the time whether it would be a movie or a Disney Plus TV series, though we do know that Moon Knight and Miss Marvel writer Sabir Perzada has been tapped to pen the character's MCU debut. The belief is that it will focus on Richard Rider and Sam Alexander, though how this adaptation will deal with Thanos' attack on Xandar and the Nova Corps remains to be seen. I think like a couple weeks back we talked about whether this should be a special presentation.
Yeah.
40, 50. If you're gonna do two Novas, this is kind of short.
A little short
to do this, to introduce them. Like, is it gonna be like origins of them, or they're already in the Nova Corps, and it's before Thanos, after Thanos, before the snap, after the snap? Like, I don't know. I don't know if you can get all that in 50 minutes.
So what, they do it a little bit longer with credits? It's what, an hour and 5 minutes? So let's say it's 58 minutes, an hour even max. Like, even then,
unless they're talking about doing two different, like one for Sam Alexander and one for Richard Rider. So 50 and 50. So combined, it would be like, a movie. But now you have the origin of those two guys that you get a quick origin of both, and then you throw them in the movies afterwards, like Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever space thing. Right.
Would have a space one they're doing. I mean,
eventually, we have to get to Annihilation when Fantastic Four shows up and like Annihilus, like
right.
There's got to be that. So another weird casting thing, which I love this idea, but I don't see him actually doing it. There's a recent rumor going around that, and we've all been gaslit before by Marvel and Mephisto showing up, is that Sacha Baron Cohen is gonna sign on to play Mephisto, and that he will show up in Ironheart, of all weird places. So this, like, would be like an amazing cast choice, but two, I don't see him doing it because Marvel's very restrictive about how much liberty you can take with, like, it's like he left the Queen project because, like, he would have been an amazing who's the lead singer? Freddie Mercury.
Freddie.
They wanted to, like, water it down.
Yeah.
He wanted to tell the real, like, I don't know. I just don't see him like, unless they pay him enough to leave his creativity and ego at the door, like,
basically this.
Yeah, like, he's a fantastic choice for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can give up that part of the creative process where, because even Christian Bale said they did things on Thor: Love and Thunder that they knew was never going to make the cut because it was too dark. Like, can you go too dark with the devil?
I think Keith is correct, which is money talks. And I think, you know what, I don't know, like if you really think about it, there's, like a good chunk of Hollywood actors who, actors and actresses that I think are, like, you know what I mean? They're over the age of 45.
Yeah.
So that eliminates what, let's say almost half of, like, what they would be able to play in, like, a Marvel universe. Like, they're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a good chunk of them it's not gonna happen. Yeah. And I feel like this was definitely one of those characters, one of the actors that was just gonna be like, no, like, why would I play anybody? You know what I mean? Like, he's fine for money. He doesn't need to, you know what I mean? Like, there's just, and depending on whether or not this is going to be a one-off, which I don't think it is.
No way it can. Like, you can't.
He'd have to be in it forever.
In one movie.
They can't kill him. He's a fucking devil. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Like, he has to be set up as a long-term, like, overall villain, like Thanos. And, like, I know you have Kang in the current one, but maybe, like, Mephisto shows up as
Borat money. Are you kidding me? He's still getting Borat money, Keith. Of course he is. And he's also made a fuck ton of money from Borat. Was it Borat 2? Yeah.
On
yeah.
Amazon? Yeah. Was that on Amazon?
Yeah, so much money.
Although, he is right, though. He hasn't done a lot since then.
He did a lot of voice acting, right?
The 7. the Chicago 7 on Netflix 2 years ago. That was
Right,
really good.
right.
Did
Yeah,
that.
that
But
was
like
good.
an
He was
Aaron
really good.
Sorkin, like not going to theaters. Probably did
Yeah.
it for the role itself and not because it was the money. Probably didn't pay that well.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but maybe he sprinkled in the multiverse saga, and then at the end he's the villain for the next. He's the big baddie for the next one.
Yeah, could. Yeah, could. I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
because Doctor Doom's gonna be there at some point, and then, I mean, you have to do Apocalypse when the X-Men show up. So, man, we're talking like we're gonna have to wait like 15 years. God damn it.
Wow,
Okay.
I can't believe we have to do this podcast for another 15 years. Shit.
Well, one of us will probably be dead by then, but
What?
Okay. X-Men.
Kidding me?
You keep drinking the way you do. X-Men Legends will tell Bishop's untold origin story in a 2-issue arc from original creator next January. The year was 1991, and the X-Men were at the forefront of their incredible 90s heyday. Enter Lucas Bishop, created by Wilkie Porcato and John Byrne, along with Carl Altstatter. Bishop burst onto the scene from the far future and infused the mutant mythos with his explosive, no-nonsense attitude and riveting mystery that drove him. We did get Bishop in a movie once. Days of Future Past. It was played by Omar Sy, who was criminally underrated, and was like he's in that hit show Lupin.
Yeah, but we also got Bishop and Deadpool too.
What do we get him in?
Deadpool too.
That was Cable, not Bishop.
Oh, right.
Dude, they're entirely different colors.
I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah, so Omar Sy played Bishop in Days of Future Past. He barely did anything in that, which is unfortunate. Maybe Omar Sy will come back and play Bishop again. That'd be fantastic. He's a great actor. If anyone has a chance to watch Lupin on Netflix, it's a great show. But now we're getting his origin story in X-Men Legends issue 5 and 6. The saga will be written by the original creators. The story will finally reveal the genesis of Bishop's fateful time travel mission that pulled him from the future and into the X-Men's present. Presaging Bishop's first appearance in the classic Uncanny X-Men 282, the arc will shed new light on Bishop's original motivations and the intense guilt he feels over his fallen teammates, as well as provide surprising depth to the dystopian world he left behind. Do we have a release date for that? No. Do we?
No.
That's a cool cover.
It is cool. Well, second one is even cool.
Yeah, no release date for that. Although I think I have X-Men Legends 2 or 3, so it's got to be in the next couple months. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back in Secret Wars.
Maybe. Yeah.
So Secret Wars, we found out, got turned into a movie. What was that, 3 weeks ago? It got announced that it's coming as a movie instead of a show. Obviously, we know what happened to.
Wait, really?
What do you mean, what?
That Secret Wars is a wait.
Yeah, it got turned into a movie. It's not a show anymore.
No, not Avengers Secret Wars.
No, sorry. Armor Wars. Armor Wars. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, he's drinking. He's drinking now. All right. Yes.
So rumor is Disney is planning to get back Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. Oh no! Wait, this is Secret Wars. I thought this meant Armor Wars. It is Secret Wars. Son of a bitch! This doesn't make any sense. It makes sense why he would come back for Armor Wars because they'd maybe do a scene.
Yeah.
But you know what? I thought they would do a scene of like before he died. If they actually do this, I feel like this kind of cheapens his sacrifice. At the end of Endgame. I don't know what people think of the chat, but I don't know that I want to see him back in that. Like, I'm okay seeing him back in like a before the snap, before Endgame, like a scene with Don Cheadle and Armor Wars. But
yeah,
if he's back as an Avenger in like current time,
yeah.
But then maybe he's a different Tony Stark. He's a alternate dimension, multiverse Tony Stark. I guess you could do. I don't know. Yeah, I suppose that. Well, I suppose that's okay.
One of the ones where he was successful in protecting the world or whatever, you know?
Well, they only had one of all the endings that Doctor Strange saw. Only that was the only way they were gonna win was if he died.
Right, of course. Ooh, bring him back as a version of Jarvis. Hell yeah. Dope. Keith said.
Oh, like he's the talking robot. Like
Yeah,
he's the AI,
yeah.
huh?
That'd be cute.
Instead of Paul Bettany, who's now White Vision. Um, hmm. Yeah, I could. Huh. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, because in Spider-Man: Far From Home, when he goes to Europe, I think he's in his glasses, isn't he? When he puts on the when Spider-Man, you hear Robert Downey's voice as a computer. It's one of the things he uses, don't you?
Mm,
Maybe
wasn't the
it's on the cover. I
glasses?
haven't watched that
Wasn't
in years.
I'm trying not to? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like with the drone when he controls the one of the drones.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Like the suit had a different voice, but I feel like Robert Downey Jr.'s voice was in there too.
To check.
Um.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Last thing, and then we'll do a quick unboxing and.
Sure.
Okay, so Charlie Cox, who had an amazing appearance in She-Hulk, hopes that the Daredevil's new home on Disney Plus will allow the Daredevil Born Again series to elevate its fight scenes using CGI.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
So
kind of like the old school fight scenes. Do we really need
I
CGI?
also like the old school fight scenes. And I
Like, unless
think
he wants to fight like a monster or something.
yeah. I feel like because one thing he mentions is the
Physicality.
example of using the batons instead of a different weapon, and having them ricochet off the wall and hitting some guy in the
Oh,
face. Like
like
he's like, well,
that
we
kind of
can't do
stuff?
that in real life. And I'm like, okay, so
Who
like
can't
that's
do that in real
fine. Yeah, like
life?
yeah, exactly, right? We have axe throwing, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that
y-
that kind of CGI, I'm cool. Oh, that's fine.
yeah, so like that's fine, right? But like let's be fucking real. We all of us know that they're gonna CGI the fuck out of those fight scenes. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden they're gonna be fighting and then legs are like ridiculous or something, right? It's gonna be like, come on.
I don't know. They're
I
they're
don't know.
giving a lot of hours to Daredevil. They might want to, and it's going to take till 2024, so they have a lot of time to work on it.
They better.
I also read that I think we talked about this before that Marvel might be making their own visual effects studio to work in house. So
Yeah.
maybe they get that up and running by the time. Okay.
Maybe.
So you do your thing. I'll start unboxing and just vamp or something. So this week
We're here to unbox the box that came in the mail all the way across the country.
Jesus.
Sorry. What?
Okay. So a couple of these things are like stuff I bought on usellcomics.com because I can do that. From some of our vendors. And one was oh no wait. So one was a purchase from a vendor. One was a purchase from Heavy Metal that I purchased like 2 months ago. It comes in this weird like packaging.
Whoa. Weird cardboard. It's weird cardboard.
And it's all bent. So this is issue number 2, sorry, of Never Never. It's got spine ticks all over the place. Fucking Heavy Metal.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh my.
So I swear I had this, and I swear I read it, but I can't find it. I can't find it in any of my boxes.
I love it.
So yeah, like looking through this, I'm sure I read this, but now I can't find it in any of my long or short boxes. So I ordered it again, just in case. But yeah, like I ordered it in August, and it shipped like 2 weeks ago, and it came with spine ticks. Like thanks Heavy Metal.
Wow.
Oh, and I also emailed them like midway through, like 5 weeks after I ordered it, about like, hey, is this shipping anytime soon? No response. So I'm like, I just wasted $8. It's fine. Okay.
Customer support is hard.
Yeah, those emails really take up a lot of. Okay, this is from one of our vendors.
Sammy says updated news from James Tinian. Writing a movie called Room Service. It's on Kickstarter.
Writing a movie.
Upcoming image 8. There's a short bit from the new title coming out in 2023.
Also on the upcoming image. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Does it? So if it's a Kickstarter, it doesn't have a distribution platform, and no one's. He's just like,
No.
I'm gonna write it and see if anyone wants to.
Yep.
Hop on board, I guess. I mean, Tinian's a very good writer, so I don't see why he wouldn't get someone to produce that. Come on, Tape.
Get on there, Tape.
No, get off. You don't want to get on.
All right. Get off, Tape.
What are the? Does it have some like good benefits to the Kickstarter? Do you get like a free preview? Okay, this is.
So I mean, I'm sure it is
again,
pretty good.
No fucking backboard.
Nice, perfect, great.
Okay, so this is I'm a Stargate nerd, so one of our vendors had this from when the movie came out, Stargate Special Edition #1. I knew it wasn't in near mint condition, but you can.
Oh, that's nice, dude. The first movie.
Put that in the back.
So good, like that was like sci-fi change, bro, for me as a kid. That was like.
Yeah, I mean, the movie is definitely different than the shows, and I love the show.
Of course,
universe, but
so good.
But yeah, the movie's great too. Let's get rid of that. Put it in the bag. A lot of people use masking tape to bag and board.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to use painter's tape because if you get a tape pull, it's not gonna ruin the page. I mean, but it is a bit looser, so you gotta I usually double it.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. Also, when you're shipping, painter's tape with your Gemini mailers or whatever, or the things that Sammy sent last week, which were great. Okay.
Yeah.
Last one is from Captain Canada Comics. This is like, I don't know, 4 weeks of comics that I order from them, I guess. I think it's a bunch of Astonishing X-Men back issues. But we'll see. Again, with all the tape.
Tapier. Masked Tapier.
Yes, Sammy says painter's tape is the best. Oh
my god. My god. It's anthrax, isn't it? I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. We gotta start screening your mail, Matt.
While we're just waiting, if anyone in the chat has been watching Andor, know your thoughts. I personally have been loving it. I love the internal like politics of the Imperial Security Bureau, but also the last episode, The Eye, was like one of the best Star Wars things ever.
Yeah, like watching those TIE fighters fly through a majestic Aurora Borealis in space, like was.
You know, I was saying to my wife, I'm like, whoever came up with the TIE fighter sound, should be a fucking millionaire. Like the sound of a TIE fighter is incredible.
Yeah, they really should be. They should be.
Like it's like
rich.
It's like the space version of a German Stuka dive bombing a a town, right? Like to instill that kind of fear.
Yeah.
Key says he goes through a lot of painter's tape.
Think of what else. What else is like a sound?
Lord of the Rings finished this last week. You did not watch it.
I didn't finish it.
I will not say anything other than I enjoyed it. I don't know why people are so upset about it. It was fine. You know, it's hard to live up to Peter Jackson, but even the state of Tolkien didn't like Peter Jackson's version of it. So like everyone's gonna have an opinion. And it was perfectly fine for us to watch. We're excited for season 2.
Agreed. I've been enjoying it so far. I think some of the characters are just a tiny bit hollow. I don't overly enjoy the main actress.
Who plays Galadriel?
Yeah. I think she's she's doing a
little.
It's a hard.
So I bought some.
It's a hard one to do. It's a hard. It's hard.
Donny Cates' new.
Ooh. Oh.
I read the first issue. It was pretty good.
Sweet.
Sammy says update news here. Click-throughs on Prime Video. Yes. Yeah, I think it came out on October. It came out 2 days after we saw that went to the show. So, and this is the A cover. Star Wars Darth Vader number 27. First cover appearance of Darth Bane. Eternius, which I missed, is Andy Serkis's
oh damn
comic. So I'm
looks sick.
More painter's tape.
Nice. And blah.
What else we got here?
Yeah, I like that.
Some Rogues Gallery ones. Just grab 2 of those. You know,
nice.
Spec. Don Cheadle's production company got the rights to make it, so we'll just we'll see if if I wasted $7 or I sell them to make some money to buy some stuff I really want. I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I don't know. I grabbed the first 3 issues to read it. I don't know if it's good. Apparently, it's good, but
yeah.
Ugh.
Tape, the wonderful adhesive everyone likes.
Oh yeah, so this is another. Oh, this is Dr. Afra 24 variant cover. Appearance of Lord Momin. This is the first appearance of the Sith Seekers. So it's like a
pretty dope
key. 8 Billion Genies number 5. Which I have not read yet. I'm up to 4. I haven't read 5 yet. But I'm super excited for that. Whatever they do with that show. I don't know. Like they're gonna have to spend a ton of money on CGI, but yeah, it should be a. Okay, this is probably all the Astonishing X-Men back issues, but let's see. Oh yes, it is. Okay. X-Men number 1, 2.
Ooh.
Number 8. Yeah, they don't have all of them.
Damn, that's crazy.
Pentagram Horror back issue I was missing. X-Men. Horizontal cover. Is that number 19?
Nice. Key says 8 Billion Genie sells out every issue at my shop every time.
Yeah, it sells out at my local shop too. Like that thing is huge. So
Sammy coming in out of nowhere.
Jumping on what, 8 Billion Genies or Astonishing X-Men or
that's a great cover of Eternus. And random question: should I buy the Meta Oculus Quest? It's $300.
I have only tried VR like once or twice, and it kind of gave me a headache after half an hour. It's possible it's because I wasn't wearing my glasses, and that was an Oculus Rift.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to
Yeah.
do VR again once we get my wife and I get our little garage set up. We're definitely gonna get VR.
Mm-hmm. I played on the weekend actually.
Oh, you did. Oh, so you speak to
Funny
this,
enough. So yeah, I played the PlayStation VR for PlayStation 4. It was pretty decent to say the least.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I can see that the high amount of playability is there, but all the games are only like an hour
Right.
because
Oh
people
yeah.
can't play, VR for 7, 8 hours or 4 hours even. I feel like you got to take breaks. So,
The Meta Oculus Quest, I believe, is for PC. So I know that people really love the Half-Life VR game.
yes, Alex, I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, and I've never heard anything bad about. The only thing I've heard bad about Quest and anything Oculus is that it's tied to your Facebook accounts, your games. So if you're buying on a certain platform, so you could lose access to those games if you get rid of your Facebook account if you have one.
Yes.
So that's the only bad thing I've heard about. I'm sure there's a workaround at this point. People have probably hacked that, but before you get the Quest, look into kind of what the requirements are for your login if you can buy one without having a Facebook account.
It's 600 Canadian for us. Quest 2. Oh, I think
there's a bunch of different
talking about
quests. I saw a Hive for sale locally for like $400 a while ago, and I'm like, oh, I should grab that. But then the garage won't be ready for a couple of years, so no. But it was a good price for Hive.
The Quest Pro is 2,300 Canadian. It's insane, bro. It's crazy.
It's probably worth it.
What, to go into the metaverse, of course, right?
Yeah, I read they're losing like $1 billion like a month on that thing.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Anyways, okay, so we'll be back next week.
Yes.
We'll have what do we have to talk about? I don't know. There's nothing.
There'll be some news.
We'll talk about Black Adam because I'm going to see that on Sunday. Are you seeing it?
Fuck. Yeah, I can see it before. I can see it before the show. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back and give our review of Black Adam.
Cool. Let's do it.
When's the next Marvel TV show?
I think the next one we're getting is Black Panther, right?
I said TV show.
Oh, sorry.
What is the next
I don't even know.
TV show? Does anyone know in the chat?
Sorry, I'm looking right now.
Loki? Not Loki. Ironheart? No. Come on, somebody tell us.
Sorry, I'm looking right now. We got everything is early 2023. Secret Invasion. What if is before that?
Secret Invasion is next.
Yeah. What if is before that?
I'm thinking that's probably going to be like March, because they won't want to. They won't want to step on Mando season 3, which is February.
Right.
Okay, everyone have a good time this week. Stay safe.
Yes.
And thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Bye.